Well, thank you very much for joining us today, and good morning. My name is Wade Crowfoot, and I serve as Governor Brown's military advisor. And I want to welcome you to actually a first-of-its-kind event here at the Capitol and here in California. This week is Navy Week in Sacramento, which provides the Navy an opportunity to educate citizens on its role in California and beyond. It also provides us an opportunity 10 years into active wars in Iraq and Afghanistan to thank the Navy and all military branches, and particularly the servicemen and women who are making a tremendous sacrifice on behalf of our country. So if you could join me with a round of applause to thank them. We're here today to celebrate the Navy's energy leadership and to recognize that leadership. And as Captain Lindsay will explain in a few moments, the Navy has adopted and catalyzed some of the country's most aggressive energy goals. It's very hard to say that California is modest in respect to energy, but I would say the Navy is actually doing quite a bit, even more than the state of California. And so we're very excited to be in partnership with the Navy. This commitment in California has translated to projects with many of the companies that you have a chance to visit here today, and has resulted in numerous projects up and down the state at Navy installations. We'll hear from a few of those projects here today to give you a sense of these partnerships. These partnerships are, of course, creating much-needed jobs that's helping California out of this economic recession. But first, we've actually invited and are very fortunate to be joined by two critical leaders of the building behind us in the entire state, Senate Pro Tem Darrell Steinberg and Senator Fran Pavley. Senate Pro Tem Steinberg has literally been in the epicenter of every major piece of energy legislation in the last decade, be it the AB 32 or the RPS, literally dozens of bills every year Senator Steinberg has helped shepherd through the legislature that have really created the strong clean tech sector that we have here in California. So without further ado, I would ask you to help me join Senator Steinberg to the podium.
Thank you very, very much. What a great day. And you know, in this job, you learn something new every day. And it hadn't dawned on me, to be honest, that the relationship between our great state of California and the Navy, when it comes to energy independence, was as profound and robust as I have learned it to be. And when you think about it, it makes so much sense, because energy independence and renewable energy is also national security. The two go hand in hand for obvious reasons. And so it's an honor to help celebrate Navy Week and to say what we always say and mean in so many contexts. We thank the working men and women who make sure we're safe and who serve the country, and for seeing your mission as more than just defending the country, but making sure that we have the independence to remain secure. I want to thank Captain Yancey Lindsay for standing in and welcome you along with your colleagues here today. I know that Rear Admiral Smith's flight has been canceled, but he'll be here tonight and will participate in some of the Navy Week events tomorrow. So I'm privileged to be joined as well by my colleague, friend, and really California's leader when it comes to energy independence, Senator Fran Pavley. Along with Gene Fuller, Senator Pavley introduced SCR 92, declaring this week to be Navy Week Sacramento. Senator Pavley is also the author of SB 409, the Energy Security Coordination Act here in California, as well as the author, of course, of the internationally renowned AB 32. And so what is this really all about? Well, we do, despite our budget problems, we still can afford a resolution now and then, especially when it comes to honoring the Navy. And this is a resolution which I'm going to ask Senator Pavley to come up and join me here, where we want to say thank you again and to recognize that the Navy's installations are at the forefront of energy innovation, that the Navy and California are working together in creating jobs in this state around clean energy, that the Navy itself is pursuing aggressive goals, even more aggressive than California's, to increase America's energy independence and save taxpayers' money, that in partnership with our state, the Navy is leading the way to transform our energy system in the United States to one that is cleaner, less polluting, and more efficient. Senator Pavley, I'd like to give you the microphone here for a couple of minutes to share your words and thanks to the Navy for this partnership.
It's a pleasure and honor to be part of Navy Week. I've had the honor and privilege of representing Ventura and LA County, and particularly in Ventura County Navy Base Ventura. It's been a pride and proud privilege for me to represent that part of California, and I've been on that base numerous times. And boy, are they doing amazing things right there in Ventura County, whether it's for fuel efficiency in operations on the base, lead buildings for administrative purposes, their work on biofuels. And if you haven't seen the Ventura County Star this week, they had an amazing article about what they're working on, hybrid excavators and large equipment machinery to make them more fuel efficient. So I hate to brag, but I think the Ventura County Navy bases are sort of #1. And I know there's competition between Navy bases, and that's why I'm suggesting all of you try to outdo Ventura County, and good luck to you on that. I wanted to also commend and acknowledge the presence of the California Energy Commission Chairman Bob Weisenmiller that is here today. Now, you want to be nice to him. He helped the CEC just distributed a grant for several $million to another company that's in my district, Biodeco, whose booth is right over there. They're doing some amazing work and R&D work on biofuels and helping us meet our low carbon fuel standards. So if you get a chance, go by and talk to them. So thank you very much for that generous grant. I want to also acknowledge Wade Crowfoot and the Brown administration. They've been a partner with myself in my office and with the legislature in trying to combine our efforts here in Sacramento. You know, when it comes to national security, when it comes to saving lives, when it comes to more fuel efficiency, reducing our dependence on foreign oil, cleaning up our air, and also creating the jobs for the future, not only for the veterans that are retiring, but for those of people who are looking for jobs here in California. Boy, is that a dynamic coalition. You can't get better than that. So combining our efforts together makes sense in so many ways. I've had the honor and privilege of chairing a select committee on climate change and energy in the 21st century, and I've had hearings down in San Diego with a packed audience with the head, at the time, Vice Admiral French from the Navy, the head of Pendleton, General Jackson attended, and they made a clear connection between how important it is here in California and to the U.S. Navy to reduce our dependence on foreign oil, stop putting people in harm's way trying to protect fuel lines going up the mountains of Afghanistan, and create those energy efficiency measures right here in order to save taxpayers' dollar. And so California is in strong partnership with the Navy. It's a pleasure for me to be here today and work collaboratively with you on those multiple goals. I think that we have a lot at stake, and there's a lot of benefits by putting our efforts together. So with that, I would like to join Senate Pro Tem Steinberg and present to Captain Lindsay doing a fine job of filling in, if you will. He's from San Diego, that other Navy base. It's down the coast a little bit. And it's an honor and privilege to present you on behalf of the entire state Senate acknowledgement of Navy Week in California. It's not going to be the first time. I mean, it is the first time. It's not going to be the last time, and we look forward to continuing partnerships as we move forward together in the 21st century. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate the kind words, and us Navy folks are just going about our business, and I appreciate you recognizing that business and actually conducting this event. This is tremendous. I like Navy Weeks. I don't know why, but I just do. I have for about 26 years now. But good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Navy Week Sacramento. I'm Captain Yancey Lindsay, the Chief of Staff to Navy Region Southwest. My boss, Rear Admiral Dixon Smith, who's the commander of Navy Region Southwest, was unavoidably detained, as we mentioned this morning. He was really bummed out, that's a technical term, that he couldn't be here today, but he is making his way here today, throughout today, and should be here for tomorrow's events, and I know he's really looking forward to that. But he sends his regrets, and he knows how important this event is. Navy Region Southwest includes California and 5 other southwestern states, but specifically in California, the Navy operates 9 major installations. There's some other little smaller ones, but 9 major installations in California. Navy Week's special for many reasons, one of which is what you see here arrayed in the front row. These folks in these whites. We've got some sailors from USS California, and we have some folks from the Teddy Roosevelt aircraft carrier. So if you get a chance, please come up, shake their hands, talk to them. And often folks will ask me, hey, how can we support you? What can we do for you? And the military in general, but also the Navy, obviously, because I'm in the Navy. And there's a lot of direct and indirect ways that many of you support us already. But if you want a no-cost alternative, walk up to somebody. If you see them in a mall, you see them in an airport, you see them on the street, and just thank them for their service. There aren't many no-cost alternatives in our business anymore, but there's one, and I tell you what, they'll appreciate it, and in many ways it'll make you feel better too, because these are folks that have decided to wear the cloth of our nation and do what our nation asks them to do. Navy Week enables you to meet some of our sailors, as I've mentioned, and to learn about the Navy's critical missions and its broad-ranging capabilities in executing the maritime strategy on, under, and above the sea. In executing this strategy, we are reliant on a multitude of energy sources, and as the Secretary of the Navy stated, that energy independence is a matter of national security, and you heard Senator Steinberg say the same thing this morning. We are once again called upon to innovate and rely on more renewable types of energy. It was the United States Navy that went from wind to coal in the 1800s, transformed again to oil in the early 1900s, and in the 1950s, the Navy pioneered nuclear energy. Today, the Navy is charged with reducing its petroleum use, increasing its energy production from alternative sources, and to achieve this, we're working toward having more than half of our Navy bases achieve net zero status, and 50% of the Navy's energy consumption come from alternative sources by the year 2020. Today, off the coast of Hawaii, we are conducting the largest international maritime exercise in the world. It's named Rim of the Pacific, or RIMPAC for short. Utilizing the latest energy sources to power our fleet, RIMPAC will feature the first demonstration of the Navy's Great Green Fleet. Our ships and jet fighters are testing the use and functionality of biofuels. This demonstration will also incorporate prototype energy efficiency initiatives such as solid-state lighting and energy management tools. We welcome California's partnership on energy and look forward to many more great accomplishments to come. Thank you.